Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars with Keeve YouTube channel. And what you see before you, yes, I am finally reviewing a Kranzle, the 1322 TS. Now, this is the #1 most requested review that I have gotten because in videos forever I've been saying the Kranzle costs too much. For me, it's not worth the money. It costs too much because ever since Active has hit the market, you can get the performance numbers that these can hit. But there is an aura to a Kranzle or an AR630, which will be the closest competitor to the Kranzle. And just there's supposed to be an experience with this. So this is the brainchild of Matt Mormon from Obsessed Garage. This is basically an 1122 TS pump with the cage and the wall mountability of the 1622. So this is only available at Obsessed Garage. It was $1,122. And then it was probably about $1,240, I think, with shipping and taxes. I mean, it's still extremely expensive when an AR630 at a lot of places like Car Supplies Warehouse is $765 free shipping. Obsessed Garage is going to have all kinds of stuff and all kinds of setups and this and that all procured for you. Now, if you're all about that procured life and have somebody procure your own experience, good for you and no problem whatsoever. I actually like the idea, but me and most of my audience, we like to procure our own experience using stuff that we've seen around on YouTube videos and reviews from other people and just kind of pick and choosing our setup based off of our budget, which is, are we going to spend a lot on the pressure washer but less on the other accessories? Are we going to spend less on the pressure washer and have a little bit better accessories or slowly upgrade those over time? Many of us cannot afford the full OG solution. And even if I could afford the full OG solution, I wouldn't buy it. It's going to be really hard for me to be convinced that it is with the current products that are on the market. Now, I know the big boys have had issues. They're having some teething issues with their launch on the Big Boy Pro. The Active 2.3 has gone really well other than the sound. And I don't believe it's trash at all. The build quality on this is crazy good. The pump, it just all looks really good. The pressure regulator here on the back, it's heavy. As you can see, it's basically the same thing on both sides. The only difference is and this isn't a sticker that you can just take off and then, swap them around. You see the switch on the back. It has like a double safety. So if you click accidentally this way, it still clicks back to off. You have to go like 2 levels deep to full on to get that full on. Metal shroud over the fan like the AR630. The pressure gauge on top comes in bar and PSI, which is really good. The pressure switch is hidden over here to the side and it's not like dangling out. Really nice. Just the build quality is 14 millimeter M22. When you first get it, take this red cap off just like all the other pressure washers. Now, some of you are going to be like, wait a second. This right here is something newer. The older models had this and they didn't have a breather top. They still had this plug, but people were having issues with the pressure. A lot of people weren't, but some were. And to resolve that, they created this solution. Now, this isn't something they sent to everybody. There'll be a link below for my affiliate to Obsessed Garage. I actually pulled it off there for a while because he was getting a little crazy with his idiot talk and calling people idiots and this and that. And I wasn't liking it. But I had a conversation with him and Josh. That podcast may come out at some point. I don't know. But we kind of got our differences out there. We're all men. We can all get along. But we all have definite differences. Like I said, he's all about best of the best. I have to know the owner of the company, all that kind of stuff. And for me, I'm about value. When I'm searching on Amazon, I'm not morally thinking about anything other than the value that product is going to give me and whether or not it's good, which is the main point of this channel. Like, I literally have 4 sprayers on the table on the other side of this wall that probably will never make the light of day because they suck. But every once in a while, a gem comes out, and then I put out there. Really nice cord here, 30 foot. Really nice. Now, there's a give and take with this. It makes it more accessible to plug this in a lot of areas, but also now when you plug it in, this is dangling. When it's on the plug, it's more against the wall and it's more streamlined. Place to change the oil is way down here. This thing uses kind of gear oil. They have a Kranzle oil for this. Pressure regulator, it became full. I can't turn it anymore, so it's already full out. It's got a spring. Another thing about the Kranzle is it's just known to be very well built. Rebuildability is big on this. There's a lot you can do, replace stuff. the parts available, and it's just known to not have that many issues. There's not many complaints about its performance, but the AR630 as well doesn't have that. And like I said, that's probably the biggest competitor to the Kranzle. So before we get any further, check out the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get to testing. Now we are at 42 pounds, 10 ounces, which actually isn't that bad. It's actually lighter than the Active 2.3 with the cage. With the cord, 46 pounds, 10 ounces. So we're definitely lighter. The Big Boy Pro was like 57 pounds. All right, so we're over here near the wash setup. You're gonna see what is going on. There's a Big Boy Pro up there. I've been kind of helping them with some of the issues with the American circuits, with voltage and those kind of things, and some of the issues that I had in the video versus what a lot of people are having with the hum, and sometimes the unit running, the motor running, but not getting the pressure. But hopefully they come up with a solution for all that. So actually, here's something that Matt might like. I'm using Elay Quick Connects, which I don't think he sells or anything, but he is a fan of Elay hoses and Elay hose reels. So I can use the same gun with the Quick Connect at the end to hook up to a Quick Connect to fuel something. I have my on-off shut-off valve here, so I don't have to reach there. So I figured, well, that's perfect. But now Matt's probably going to have an aneurysm because there's a Flexzilla hose hooked up to a Kranzle. That's what happens in this garage. We have a jumper cable going to our Amazon quality fixed fans retractable pressure washer reel. He's probably going to have a heart attack on that. And we're using McKillen's Quick Connects. He'll be happy about that as well. You know, we're just poking fun. But we are running an SGS 28 gun, and we're running a Blue Shield Kevlar hose. These are really good hoses. I don't think Matt would be too mad about that. Now, many of you didn't watch on the drop testing video. The Griot's bottle did amazing. But the MJGC manifold is better. I don't care what anybody says. It foams better. This has a 1.25 measured with a pin gauge, dead on 1.25. This has a 1.4. So we can try to get this machine completely under 15 amps. We have a 3.5, a 4, a 4.5, and a 5. So we'll see where we are at 3.5 amps PSI. We'll work our way up to the 5.0. And one thing I gotta say, it was hand tight with the garden hose connection here. It's a really nice stout garden hose swivel, like an 1/8 of an inch thick. So let's turn this on. Let's purge the air out. This is probably gonna be pretty high around the PSI and probably a bit too much amps. Let's turn it on. And yeah, that's pretty quiet. The click off is the loudest part. The actual running the machine, not much at all. All right, let's see what we got here. So I got 1200 at the end of the gun. This was saying 1500 line pressure, but that is checking it right at the check valve. Obviously, there's definitely a loss between that gauge and this. So that was 16.8 amps. This is the 4.0. I got 950 here, and it was 1200 on their gauge. Now, I do want to state that I usually get 50 to 100 PSI less than everybody else that tests these things. So I'm Josh V, Matt, and all them. They get more, their electrical circuits are probably just better than mine. 4.0 got 13.8 amps. If it's running 950, 4.5 is going to be like 800. So here's the 4.5. Yeah, 800. The 4.0 is definitely the way to go, at least for that initial rinse. I don't think the sound of the machine by itself means much at all. The sound of the machine combined with the noise from the water and the gun, that combined sound level is what matters because it's a start-stop. Anytime you pull the trigger, the water and the pressure are going to be going. So the ambient dB is about 35. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm hitting low 70s, high 60s. $81 dB. That's with this gun being right here. So this is with it right here and all the way up. about 76, 77 dB. It's pretty good. So the highest dB you're gonna get is about 81, and that's with the machine. It says 84 on there. So let's see what it is right here. 85 dB, so we're pretty close there. It says 84. I don't know where that was measured from, but that is quieter than an active 2.3 from like 10 feet away. The active 2.3 just makes a hum sound. It doesn't have a, so it's like just one sound level. This kind of goes up and down. I prefer the sound of the active 2.3, the hum, but I do prefer the quietness of this over the active 2.3. Now I say the active 2.3 a lot because that's my current favorite, as long as nobody in the family complains about the noise. If not, the AR630 probably goes back on the shelf unless this thing does some amazing numbers. You can see the difference between, say, the phone and this dB meter. Even look at the ambient. With it on. About a 4 or 5 dB difference there between the phone and the device. The phone is usually a little bit higher. So 16.18 pounds comes out to 1.938 gallons per minute. So 1.94 gallons per minute at that 950-ish PSI. This is the 4.5. So 16.6 pounds comes out to 1.989. So 1.99 gallons per minute at the 800 PSI. Definitely the 4.0 is the way to go. At 950 at 1.94 gallons per minute. Now I already checked amps on this and it's like 18, like 17.8 to 18. So very high. And obviously 1.25 on a machine like that, you're going to get really good foam. So this is DIY Detail Incredible Suds 32-to-1. Just an amazing cleaning soap. It's my favorite. Does really well, and only 1 ounce in a foam can. Fill up to the max level. That's all you need. You can use code KARSWITHKEEV on their website to get a little discount. So this is the 4.0. I prefer to use 25-degree tips, especially since I like to keep at 1,000 or under, so I'm not worried about the impact to the panel. And since it's 25 degrees, I can be a little bit further back. I don't have to be as close. And as you would expect, efficiently rinsing the panel. Same dilution, same type of manifold. Now we're at 1.4 and I got 13.1 amps with that. And can you tell a difference in the foam? Even if 1.5, I think your foam level will be really well, as long as you're running quality foaming soap and a decent foam cannon. All right, so this is the 4.5 to kind of show you that rinsing experience. So my final thoughts, and I want to say right now, we have no hard feelings or anything with Matt. Matt's actually a pretty cool guy. After I talked to him on the phone, he just goes about things in ways that rub people the wrong way. And it rubbed me the wrong way in the very beginning, but like I said, everything's good now. So there is an Obsessed Garage link back in the description below. So this is an amazing machine, no doubt. Reliability, serviceability, rebuildability, everything about it is awesome. But the performance is like 5 years ago amazing. It's not today amazing. And I'm an analytical numbers guy. I don't care as much about what it looks like. The 1.93, 1.94 that we got was about what Matt and them get at 1.9 at 1010 PSI. I get 950 PSI, so I will have slightly higher flow numbers because of that lower PSI, so I got 1.94. That's common 1700 territory and those are half that price. But the Active 2.3, big boy, we're kind of early adopters. We have no idea what's going to happen 6 months from now. We don't know what's going to happen for 2 years from now. But I'm willing to take the risk for half the price at 2.3 gallons per minute at like 1050 PSI. I'm going to take the chance at that. That cheap pump head that's too small for the motor, the Big Boy Pro, if they get the teething issues fixed, that is going to be a viable machine. Right now, I don't know if I could really suggest that machine until they get it fixed. And they're actually holding the second shipment to the US until they can try to resolve those problems. So definitely working on it. Like I said, value, I can grab an Active 2.0 and get better performance numbers than that. And I can build this entire setup for like 150 bucks more than what I paid for that Kranzle with delivery and shipping. That's where I want my value. I don't want to spend $3,000 on a pressure washer setup. I want to spend 1,400 bucks on a pressure washer setup. With these proven over years, AR630 proven over years, you can't go wrong with either one of them. So don't check out the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This is 32-to-1 incredible. This is 32-to-1. This is 32-to-1 incredible sew. So I've put the accessories. So here we. I bet you Matt doesn't do that, does he?